time has come. NFL Football Sunday. I've got 3 free picks for you today. Let's get after it. 49ers Steelers will be one of them. I'll also have 2 other 1 o'clock games. So get in, get out, and let's get after it. So if you've been following me the past week, it hasn't been great in the NFL. You know, I'm not one to beat around the bush. It's been up and down, mainly down. But I think they've been some good picks. Now, yesterday was Texas and the over. Beautiful one there. But I also said Nebraska. If you look at that game, I mean, Nebraska's quarterback had 3 unforced fumbles, just fumbled snaps. Like, that's the kind of stuff you can't handicap. There's just no way. It was a tight game, though, an entire first half. Nebraska should have been up double digits, but that's here nor there. Shit happens in football. Hence, my top play of the day was on Texas, but my second play of the day was on Texas Tech, covering the entire game, and they get a pick 6 on the final play, pretty much of the game, to lose the spread. It happens. It's football. It's madness. They're bad beats. So solid day overall, but let's get back after it here today and get you some free plays. So 49ers Steelers. What I want to talk about in this video mainly is the value that fake sharps have introduced to us over the past 1.5 to 2 years that I think is really going to come into play this year. So fake sharps. What are those? Those are the trend bettors. So you see these guys. Mike Tomlin as a home dog is yada 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 in his career. Divisional home dogs are yada 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 over the past 5 years. I'm blind betting them because they've hit at 70%. That, just because they hit at that in the past, does not mean they're going to hit that in the future. It's also because so much people are betting on it, they're killing the value. The Jags and the Colts are a grade A example. I would love to be on the Colts today, but I just can't find myself to do it at 4 points. That line should be 7. It should be 6.5 at minimum, and I would be on the Colts. But it's sitting at 4.5 because people killed the value. And it's all about that. You got to find it. And I do believe that trend bettors are actually killing the value on a lot of these games and actually providing value on the opposite side. I think this is a great example here. 49ers going across the country. We got all these fake 1 o'clock game, West Coast team going east. It's 2023. I mean, there are flights and things. They're good. Bosa's live. They've got Purdy, which injured, which is the only reason that I could see taking the Steelers. Now, if you look at the Steelers during the preseason, they had 5 possessions with Kenny Pickett, 5 touchdown drives, 4 of them against backups. Whatever. Last season, they won 7 out of 8 games where they were playing against Tyler Huntley, Andy Dalton. I mean, look at the list of quarterbacks that the Steelers beat last year. It was no one. Nobody. They beat a bunch of backups, you know. And now they're only a 2.5-point dog against arguably the best team in the NFC. I'm not seeing it. Give me the 49ers minus the 2.5, and let's get into our next game here. Next on the list, my guys, the Carolina Panthers. Yes, they're my team. I don't bet on my teams. I refuse to. If anything, I just leave the game alone. But in this spot, I can't help it. Panthers are 3.5-point dogs against the Falcons. A lot of people are high on the Falcons this year, and I guess I can see why. They're pretty. You know, you look at them from the eye perspective, oh, they're pretty. They've got Bijan. They've got Kyle Pitts. They've got Drake London. They've got 10 first-round picks on their team. They're on their offense alone. They're pretty. Oh, they look good. Desmond Ridder, he looked all right in the preseason. I don't give a damn. This line should not be 3.5. It should be 2.5, and I would probably lay off of it. And Bryce Young is as intelligent of a quarterback as it gets. I love the way his anticipation, he gets the rock out early. Number 1 picks are 1-12 against the spread, and over the past 13 games or in the first start or whatever. And every single person, every single trend better knows this. Not many teams trade up. You know, most teams who get the number 1 pick, they're asked the year before. That's why they get the number 1 pick. Panthers were decent. You know, they weren't bad. They got a decent defense, and they traded up to get the number 1 pick. And now, does it fall into the same category? I don't know. I don't give a damn about these past trends. The Panthers should not be 3.5-point dogs. I do believe that trend has increased the value on the Panthers. I think this should be a 2.5-point line max in this game. Do not see the 3.5. I see this being a field goal game either way. Give me the Panthers plus 3 and the hook, and let's ride with the better defense. I mean, let's not forget, who put up 40 points on this Falcons team last year? P.J. Walker with a bunch of bumps. Bryce Young can step in there and do the same thing. Next game. Final one here, Titans-Saints. This is my favorite bet of the NFL season, and I'm giving it to you here for free. If you stuck around this long, thank you for watching. Hit the follow. I really do appreciate it. This is actually my top bet of the year, my top NFL future. I have it up for $40 on the site, but since you've watched 5-6 minutes in, it's a thank you bet. The Saints over wins. The Saints alternate wins over 11.5 wins. The Saints to win the NFC in the regular season. The Saints to win the NFC in the playoffs. I love the Saints this year, and I hate the Saints. But I love everything about the Saints. They've got a good defense. They went from some of the worst quarterbacks in football last year to now they have Derek Carr. I hate Derek Carr. I think he's one of the most mediocre quarterbacks in football, but some betting is about separating your emotions from the numbers and the situation. The Saints play the worst schedule in football. They play 10 quarterbacks with less than 5 career starts. They don't play a game outdoors after November. Derek Carr is the worst cold weather quarterback of all time. If you go look at his game versus the Steelers last year, it was, I don't say I could play better than an NFL quarterback, because I couldn't. I could have played better than him that week. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. He's a pansy. He's a sissy. He's a nanny. He's all the above. But in the dome, warm weather, California boy, that man can play some football. You had some of the best receiving core in the South. You got Rashid Shaheed, my dog. One of the best numbers receivers. You look at his separation, his yards per route. The dude is a weapon on the long ball. You add him with Chris Olave. You add him with Jimmy Graham, Juwan Johnson, Kamara when he comes back, Kendra Miller, all these guys. I'm a huge fan of a Saints team with Dennis Miller and a good defense. I'm all over him. Dennis Allen, not Dennis Miller. I'm all over this team. I love the Saints in every which way, and that starts today. They're going up against a Titans team who had one of the worst secondaries in football. Now you got Derek Carr at home in his debut. Demario Davis versus Derrick Henry in the hole. I don't get the love for the Titans. That's another one of these trend things. You know, Mike Vrabel as a dog. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL history. Not me. Not today. Give me the Saints. They're minus 2.5 now. Like, give me minus 2.5, minus 115. I like them up to -3 all the way. But give me the Saints in this game. I think that Derek Carr, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave. I mean, Mike Thomas is playing. When he plays, Mike Thomas is Mike Thomas. Let's not forget. Now, obviously, he's injured all the times, but give me the Saints, and that will wrap it up there. So, Niners, Panthers, Saints. Throw them in a little parlay, and let's get it. If these hit, come back, hit a follow. Go look at my premium content. You can hit. I got a monster slate today. DFS, player props, prize picks. I got everything on the premium content. You can hit that there. You can get a day pass. You get a weekend pass. You can also get the NFL season, which is the final day at the big discount. All year long, every day, I put tons of work into this to provide the best content for everybody, and I believe that today is where we start. Good luck. God bless.